These are the two digital marketing strategies I used for my email marketing agency to really blow up my level of growth. My name's Gavin. I run an email and SMS marketing agency, and currently we're doing about $800,000 to $900,000 in revenue per year. So everything I talk about, just keep in mind that it is in the context of a business doing those types of numbers. So I'm not going to teach you how to, I think, generate $2 million a year or anything like that. Everything I talk about is based off of my personal experience. Now, running my email and SMS marketing agency, I have done a bunch of marketing strategies to help push me across the line, but there are two that have really generated probably 80 to 90% of my total revenue. Number one has been getting work off of Upwork. Now, finding work on Upwork is a total pain, but that is one of the reasons that it's so effective, because so many people see that and they say, you know what, I'm not going to use it, I'm going to find something else. The reality is, Upwork is one of the most effective ways to help beginners get good clients, good retainers, and do so relatively affordably. Now, I've generated on the platform probably about $120,000 in revenue on platform and a whole bunch off of the platform. And it's been so effective for me because I've used a tool called Gig Radar. Now I'm going to link that tool down below. Note, full disclaimer, I am an affiliate of this tool, but I do recommend you use it. Gig Radar, what it essentially does is it scrapes Upwork for particular jobs that match your criteria. And then once it finds those jobs, it takes your profile and AI writes a proposal that matches the actual job description. And it allows me to do this at scale. I've applied for really each week about 80 to 90 jobs, which if I was doing manually would be a total pain. What Gig Radar allows me to do is it allows me to find these jobs within 15 minutes of them going live and instantly bid and write a proposal for them, saving me a bunch of time, but also getting me super high reply rates, jumping on calls, closing deals. And for those of you guys who are wondering like, oh, there's probably not good clients on Upwork, there absolutely are. Upwork has a bunch of good clients. I've secured 5 to 7.5K a month retainers off of Upwork. Now it took me a while to get there. It's not like I turned on Upwork and started immediately, but it does work. And Upwork is an absolute beast when it comes to generating new business. And I would put my automation tool as a marketing strategy within them. Works wonders. Now that has been one of the biggest needle movers for my agency. Honestly, it pushed me from really 20K a month in revenue all the way up to about like 78K a month just off the back of the Upwork automations. So I highly recommend checking out that tool and using Upwork as a lead generation source. I used Fiverr for a bit, didn't see the same results. The other marketing strategy that I've seen work really, really well is actually distributing lead magnets on LinkedIn and Twitter. Now, I've been posting every single day on LinkedIn for about 2 years now, and I've been posting twice a day on Twitter for probably the same amount of time. Don't quote me on that. But what I've found works super effectively to grow both my profiles, but also to grow my newsletter, and I'll dovetail this into my newsletter in a second, is by giving away lead magnets or information to my audience that then pushes people to my newsletter that then sells them to my main service offering. So what I have found is basically on Twitter or LinkedIn, I'll put together a document relative to my ICP, my ideal client profile. For example, 50 email designs or how to structure your flows perfectly, and I'll have a document for that. And I'll post that on Twitter. In order for people to get access to that document, they have to comment on the post, which then pushes it up in the algorithm. Same again for LinkedIn, and the more people who post to get access to the document, the more people who see it, and the more people who comment. Now I've had posts reach millions of people at this point, right? Both on Twitter and LinkedIn. And what happens is, once they comment, we give them the link to access that document, okay? So once they get that link, it takes them to a page to subscribe to my newsletter. They subscribe, and then they go into my newsletter and they get the document. Those strategies have boosted my following both on LinkedIn and Twitter significantly, opened a lot of doors for sponsorship opportunities, and have grown my newsletter wherein I educate people twice a week on how to do email marketing, link in the description by the way, and I go on to educate and then sell them my main service offering. So The top of funnel lead generation, lead magnets, drives people to my newsletter, to where my middle of funnel / bottom of funnel begins to sell them on my service offering, which is where I make a bunch of my money. I highly recommend anybody get active on social media, but also with the intention of pushing it to your newsletter. Also, bonus tip, my YouTube channel has been super effective, not necessarily at generating leads from email marketing agency. Yes, I have a separate YouTube channel, but actually developing social proof when I do get on sales calls. So my YouTube generates leads. Well, doesn't generate a whole lot of leads, but the leads I get from other places like Upwork, when I show them my YouTube, it makes it a heck of a lot easier to close them. So those are the 2, and I guess kind of 3 strategies that I've used to actually increase and really power up my marketing to generate my leads and increase my business for my email marketing agency. I just make these videos to kind of document my own journey and really just provide tips for people who are in this similar place to I was when I first started my business or where I currently am. So thanks for watching. If you like the channel, subscribe. Any questions, check them in the comment section down below. More than happy to answer those, and I'll see you in the next one. I release videos like this twice a week. So thanks for watching. Bye.